And we're going to talk about the retracing and going back in the opposite direction being the key to opening up to aliveness. So when the overt hostility isn't allowed and it's also suppressed, the child's going to go into anger. And of course, when the expression of anger isn't allowed or isn't given vent, isn't given a way to express, it's going to be suppressed, and the tissue that it will tend to lock into is the thyroid gland. So the suppression of anger, if you look at someone who has a dysfunction in the thyroid, you'll find that when somebody deals with their anger, the lockdown or the suppression of the thyroid tends to release, and healing happens there. But and this is a traceable process that we could call stepping out of empowerment. We could also look at it as the aging process. You know, they talk about aging, but the truth is, in an eternal energy system, obviously, there can't be such a thing as aging, can there? Because it's eternal. When we talk about aging, what are we really talking about? Well, if you look at the cell has within it a code that is switched and turned and set up according to what happens in its environment. And when there are energies suppressed into that code that don't belong in it, energies that are locked down into there that don't belong there, they degrade the code. When the code is degraded, it weakens the ability of the cell to replicate this code perfectly. So the next generation of cells comes out what? Weakened, or what we call aged. If we continue to lay into that structure and suppress into that structure energies that don't belong in it, then the next generation of cells that come out of it will come out weakened still further. And still further until total aging and death happens. This is not a process of aging. This is a process of putting into the energy system energies that are off the mark, energies that do not belong in the system. Now, do you suppose that we could step into the system, and if we knew how to remove these overlays, we might find that when an overlay is removed from the system, rather than a continuing process of suppressing it, that the next generation of cells, having had the destructive overlay removed, might just happen to come out stronger and healthier, that we might actually reverse the aging process and start to youth?